It's almost like a little pre-charcuterie board there with everything ready to roll. So
we eat first with our eyes, and so when your eyes like get excited, then everything else gets excited about what you're going to eat. So to me, the color of your foods, really we need a wide range of color in our foods to have optimal nutrients. And so I'm all about fresh. I'm all about foods from the farm. My grandfather was a farmer, so it's what was instilled for me. As I was a little girl cooking in the kitchen with my grandmother. So,
are you is health your main focus when you cook? In addition to it tasting good, but is health what you really look at every day?
100%.
Yeah.
So, I really want to change the culture in the South. I want people to understand. I want to educate on how to create healthier meals and create happy bellies. I grew up in the South, not in a healthy kitchen.
Yeah.
Everything was fresh from the farm, but it wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
But to me, what my grandmother really taught me was to serve love on a plate. And to me, just as much as it's healthy, it's about the experience. It's about the relationship with who you're eating with. It's about serving people and hospitality. So all of that together.
Do you think the foods you make and the foods you eat, do they give you your energy? Because you told me you don't drink coffee, you don't drink a little tea, and you're very energetic.
Yeah, my mom still asks me. She's like, Katie, what are you doing? Like, are you drinking something? And I'm like, no, I just have lots of energy, and it truly is the foods that I put in my body.
Yeah.
Food is fuel.
Yeah.
I was an athlete. I wanted to play college basketball. People would laugh. They're like, you're so small. And I learned very early on, if I fueled my body with the proper nutrients, then I could perform at optimal levels.
Yeah.
And so food is fuel.
Well, that's I know you've got energy. I know that. So we're going to see what this salmon tastes like here. So you go ahead and take over and tell us what you're doing, and we'll kind of chat about.
Are you going to be my sous chef?
I can do whatever you need me to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You direct me, because I'm not that talented.
You're not that talented. We're going to let this heat for just a minute. We want it to a medium high to high heat.
What kind of pan is this, Kennard?
That's a stove, enamel coated cast iron from France.
It's called Fancy.
Fancy. Yeah.
Fancy. I love these. They're one of my
But
favorites.
well within your budget here at the kitchen table.
Absolutely. This is what I actually recommended. I had a friend that actually doesn't ever cook. She likes pretty stuff in the kitchen. But I said, look, this is not only pretty, it's durable, it lasts, and it's like the best to cook on. So
you buy a good piece of equipment or a small wares or whatever, and they'll last forever.
It's an investment.
But you may pay a little bit more than at your big box store, but it's the way to go.
And in the long run, it lasts, like you said, and
like
you actually save money in the end.
You save money in the end. If you got it, if you can afford it, this is the best way to do it. It's like with anything, quality, it'll last. So.
Okay, tell them a little bit about this that I love.
So this is the Aromatic Savory salts. Now they got these available here, Kennard. This is the citrus and fennel.
There's citrus and fennel. There's wild sage and mushroom and sage, and I forget the other one. Let me go grab them real quick.
So now what company is it?
Bella Cucina.
Bella Cucina. So Bella Cucina's been around a long time. They make some wonderful things. You can get this here at the kitchen table. He's got different flavors. But you need to spice up your life a little bit, not just use the regular Morton, which Morton's good, but here are the other ones. So look.
Rosemary and lavender.
Yeah, rosemary and lavender, and we've got
mushroom and sage.
Mushroom and sage. It sounds like good.
They elevate your food. To me, using key ingredients and good quality products really enhance what you're making.
And look how nice the container is too. It's like
great for gifting.
Good gifts. So yeah, good for little baskets or whatever. Those are available here, and I'm sure she's going to add those to her repertoire.
Absolutely.
In her kitchen.
So we're using that on the salmon. We're using a little bit of cumin, a little bit of allspice.
Love cumin, yeah.
Love cumin. A little bit of red pepper flakes, because I love a little kick in everything. And then a little bit of thyme.
Everybody needs a little time.
Everybody needs a little thyme. So we're going to throw that in the pan. It's got a nice little sear. You can hear it. You want to make sure that pan gets hot before you put the salmon in. So we're going to let this cook. I'm one, writing a cookbook was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, because I don't like following recipes.
Yeah. How many cookbooks have you done?
Oh, one.
Yeah.
Woo.
No problem.
I don't people keep asking me, I'm like, no, it's hard.
It's not easy.
It was fun. It pushed me. When I did the cookbook, I originally wrote a lot of recipes that made me look really fancy.
Yeah.
And I was meeting my photographer in Oxford to sit and just shoot all in a weekend. And I looked at her and I said, Kate, this isn't what I'm doing. I'm recreating this cookbook. We're going to walk in a local grocery store. I'm going to buy all the ingredients, and we're going to cook it fresh, because I want people in the state of Mississippi and in the South to understand that you can go in a local grocery store. You can buy all the ingredients. it doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg, and you
Yeah.
can produce something beautiful that's good for you. So the cookbook changed quickly, and that's how,
But
you know,
maybe
that's what
for
I
the
went
better,
with,
yeah.
maybe for the better. I was like, you know, the things that I'm making right now for this cookbook that really showcases the fancy things Katie can make, it doesn't help the people.
Yeah.
And to me, it's very important to educate and help.
Well, if there are people at home that don't cook a lot but don't have time, you know, nowadays we don't have a lot of time to yeah. Oh, that looks good too.
Yeah, so we're gonna just, on this side, we're gonna add pepper, the salt again, the cumin, the allspice, the red pepper flakes, and the thyme. Is it smelling
Oh,
okay?
yeah, it's nice.
Okay, I
The
like
allspice, I don't use it a lot, but it's really
It's so
very-
yummy.
Yeah. It's an underused spice for
Absolutely. Now me, I prefer the salmon. I like it to be pink throughout.
Mhm.
You know, some people come in the cafe and they're like, "Oh, we want that thing just cooked to
Yeah,
death."
yeah.
So today, how do you like it? I'll cook it the way you like
I don't
it.
care. It doesn't matter to me at all.
You'll eat it a
I'll
little
eat
pink
it.
in the middle?
I'll eat it well done. I'll eat it. Yeah, it can be medium. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So I tell people if you want to go off time, you know, it depends on the thickness of the fillet of fish. If you want to go by look, if you watch and you make sure that when it's cooking, you'll notice it turns a little white. As it's cooking, if it makes it to the halfway point, you can flip it if you liked it cooked all the way through. So that's just,
Remember that because that's important.
That's
So if
important.
you want it when it's done or when you need to flip it, because if you hadn't done it before,
for me,
you don't want to ruin the fish.
no, for me, I like it to be about a fourth of the way up because I like a pink center.
It's
So,
smelling good now.
is it smelling good? Here,
smelling good.
do the duties.
Yep.
And don't mess it up.
Oh, look, I hit
Oh
it.
my goodness. You're going to break my heart. I'm kidding. It's beautiful. See the color we got on it though here?
Yeah,
We
beautiful.
probably got about 3 minutes cook
I
time
did that
left.
on purpose so we could see right
Here,
over
let's look at the pretty side. There we go. See the color you have here?
It smells good. That's some good stuff. I like this.
I like simple, easy. I'm a mom. My
Yeah.
kids play sports. I have to be able to come home and make something nutritious but quick.
Yeah.
So this is a quick, 10-15 minute meal. So we got the salmon going, the spices on it. I went ahead and chopped. We got some pineapple and mango mixture.
Yeah.
And then we have some black beans. And I do a little bit of pickled jalapeno and red onion.
Yeah.
You can do just a straight jalapeno. To me, it's more crowd pleasing for my girls when I have a little bit of the pickled jalapeno versus the fresh jalapeno.
Yeah.
That's to your preference. And look at all these cute little containers. They're all so cute to me, the kitchen table carries. I don't know. I like everything being pretty in the kitchen.
Yeah, definitely.
If you want to, you can also add some fresh avocado at the end. You can do that if you like, or
Yeah.
you don't have to. A fresh squeeze of lime.
Avocado's really good for you too.
Yes, all those healthy fats are good for brain function. And a little bit of olive oil. And then we're just going to give that a really good toss and we'll let you mix that. And I'm going to go ahead and pull the salmon off the heat.
That smells good too.
Smell yummy?
You could just make that add it to a salad.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
This
saying?
is good over tuna. It's good with any type fish. It's good as a dip. You can add a little corn to that and avocado and
You got
have
cilantro in
it
here, right? Is that?
That's fresh cilantro.
Yeah, so you can smell that too.
You can smell that. The lime juice, the acidity just brings out a lot of the flavors, and that salt's going to pull some of those flavors. So we have a 10-15 minute dish here now, and you can also serve it over rice. You can serve it over sweet potatoes. It's really good.
Yeah.
Roast some sweet potatoes or quinoa. So it's very versatile. You want to dig in and try the dish?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. You want a
Yeah.
plate?
Yeah, I'll be on with it.
There you go.
Need a round one?
Well, I think that we could do it on something fun and different, like a little plate that's not originally round. We can do round though. We'll do the square.
Oh, here's one.
Let me see. Yeah, that's the one I brought, but I'll go to somebody else's plate.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Here, I'll hold the
so
plate.
you hold the plate,
Mm-hmm.
and to me, when you try to be perfect, you mess up when plating. So it's like a piece of art. Just put down your
Throwing the
salsa, spread
paint
it
on
out.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. When you're dealing with fresh, beautiful food, you really, really can't mess up. So we're going to do that kind of
Look at that.
cattywampus.
Oh, that's nice.
Pull that up. Oh, and just for a little pretty on the top,
Yeah.
let's just add a little fresh cilantro.
Look at
And
that.
voila.
Yeah.
Smell good?
Man, that's good. Yeah. That looks.
Well, the true test, though, does it taste
We
good?
got to taste it.
And you got to be honest.
Look, I'm gonna take.
You take that.
Yeah, because I don't see.
I'll hold it.
Shirts made.
All right, here comes the taste test. I know it's going to be good, but I want to get some of that.
Get all the yummies.
All that stuff in there.
Okay. It's good.
Perfect.
Perfect.
It's perfect. I got heat, I got sweet, I got the onion and the cilantro. Because you got the pineapple that makes it, I mean, is that pineapple or mango?
That's pineapple mango mixture. Yep.
It's beautiful.
Good.
Very good.
Awesome.
And then you got I think the allspice adds something to it when it's cooking. You can smell that. It's really different. I haven't thought about using that at all in a long time, but that's really good, especially on a meat, like doing it the way you did. It's wonderful. That's good. So let's talk about your what you do, where you started a little bit, like how you got into food, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, well, like I said, I grew up in my grandmother's kitchen, so just the love of food.
This area, or
Brookhaven. Little country farm. So we would go to my grandmother's kitchen every weekend and cook. We loved it. It was family time, but I was always under my grandmother. I just wanted to take it all in and learn. I just remember her little floured hands in the kitchen, and brings back such like sweet memories, like the thoughts of the sweets she made actually, and just how sweet she was.
Yeah.
I never thought I would do what I'm doing right now. Like I was pre-med when I started college.
Really?
Yes, and I was the oldest of 4 girls. I played basketball in college.
No brothers?
No, yeah, one little brother.
Oh, yeah.
One that he's the baby,
Yeah.
and he is definitely the baby.
Yeah.
He gets his way.
Uh-huh.
And you know, I was doing nutrition for my clients at anatomies. I was doing personal training, and there was just a big gap in the education level of people and my clients understanding how to incorporate healthy eating into their diet. They would come in the gym and just kill themselves, working out, but they would fall off the wagon because they couldn't figure out how to eat healthy. Yeah. So I started under the cottage law in my home making some pre-prepared meals, and quickly that grew. So I ended up in a commercial kitchen serving dinners and meal prep. And from that, the opportunity to be on MasterChef came about.
How did that come? Where did it just plop out the sky, or did you apply for it?
It was definitely a God thing.
Yeah.
The friend that asked me about what kind of, kitchenware and pots and pans she needed the other day is the same friend that sent me a picture text and said, Katie, there's an audition for MasterChef, you should go. And I just laughed. I was like, yeah, right. Like, I mean, I'm not a trained chef. Like, there's no way I can be on that show. Well, I was up all night. Elizabeth Gregg, of all people from Hattiesburg, made me a fresh bouquet of flowers to drop me at the new little place I was in, the commercial kitchen. And when she did, there was some ragweed, I think, in it, and I was up all night coughing. So what do? You get on your phone. So I was going through the picture text, and I was like, I'm just going to apply. So it was like 2 a.m. in the morning. I applied to be on MasterChef. The next morning, I had 14 missed calls from LA. They asked me could I audition the next day in Jackson, Mississippi. And then I was on the VIP list. And I was like,
the
what in the world? The ragweed
did
did it. So that began 9 months of auditions. I would cook, you would interview, you would cook, you would interview.
That's the process takes that long to
absolutely, because 22,000 people audition nationwide. Man. So they cut it. Yeah. We went through psych exams. I don't know if they brought the crazies to the show or the normals to the show. I'm not really sure. Probably, maybe a mixture.
Definitely went for energy, I bet. So I mean, you got that one. So.
They, so just as a big a part as cooking was, they wanted a personality.
Yeah.
And so when they narrowed it finally to 80 people, I thought, and the other contestants thought, when you flew to LA, you were in the kitchen.
Yeah. So
people left their jobs, their homes, their children, and only 40 of us actually were able to cook after them watching us for that first week, and the rest went home. Nice. And then out of that 40, you went head to head. So we went head to head with someone else in the kitchen. I competed against a guy from Las Vegas. Our challenge was jambalaya. He was actually had New Orleans roots, so it wasn't like I'm competing against this guy from Vegas. Yeah. He actually had the experience of cooking and eating at a lot of really fancy restaurants in Las Vegas, but also the southern roots like I had. So they paired us against each other, and I came out, one of the 20 with aprons.
When you do that, did they give you a recipe to look at? Can you look at anything, or do you
absolutely
it all?
Not.
Okay.
All from
so you know that.
Yeah, it really is real. It's real time when the
which
clock
is hard,
starts.
Actually.
It is. For me, I don't like recipes. So when it's something, savory, I love that. Now, sweets, that's not really my thing. Like, I like raw desserts. I'm not like a big baker.
Yeah.
And that's actually what sent me home on the show. Was in 60 minutes, I had to make a chocolate cheesecake, a white chocolate eclair, and a chocolate molten cake in 60 minutes without a recipe.
Tough, yeah.
So I didn't. It was so funny. Time got the best of me. I think there was 20 minutes left in the cook time, and I was so solid. Like, I was like, I got this. And Gordon stopped the time. He had never asked it. We want more time. It was 3 of us competing. And I was the only one of the three that said I didn't want it.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I didn't get chocolate on top of my eclair. So I went home on default because I didn't get chocolate. So the stubbornness that I have instilled in me as well sent me home for Master
But that
Chef.
makes you successful. Though.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
If you don't have the stubbornness, you wouldn't have gotten in the first place.
True.
I mean, you got far with that. So.
Yeah, so that's my story. You know, I stayed true to myself. They really wanted me to be a Southern chef.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, I've got the Southern roots, but I really want to create a healthier Mississippi
So you
from
didn't
the ground
box,
up.
you didn't box yourself in with that.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I did. And I knew the day that the producers came to me and I decided, like, I'm going to stay true to Katie, that I probably was not going to win the show.
Yeah.
But from that, opportunities came.
Lots of opportunities
Yeah.
for that. I mean, you got all kinds of things
Yeah.
going on and different people knowing. And,
Yeah.
And so your business then, tell us about your business now. And that had to come from that.
It
in a way.
did. So I get back to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and everybody's like, when are you opening something? And I'm like, I have no idea how to open a restaurant. I've never done this, but I think the time is now.
Yeah.
So I looked and looked for a location. Finally, I ended up, and people ask me all the time, why are you inside of an appliance store out at V&S? And that is not where I wanted to be. I kind of stuck my nose up. I was like, I want this cute little like boutique type restaurant.
Yeah.
And it just happened that that's where the Lord wanted me. And I've been so blessed to be there that, you know, around friends, and I consider them family now. And Birdhouse Cafe started 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So I did the Birdhouse Cafe. I quickly went on and competed on Food Network Star. So I was able to go to New York for 8 weeks and compete with some really well-known trained culinary chefs in the world of culinary. Really just amazing people to meet and look up to.
Yeah.
And that was a wonderful experience.
You stay in touch with some of those people on the shows that you
Absolutely.
were on with. Yeah.
And then I go eat at their restaurants, and it's just fun getting to connect with them still
Yeah,
and see how they're
definitely.
doing, their families. From that, I opened Birdie's Nourish Kitchen in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm in Cultivation Food Hall. And
Where's that located exactly?
it's on Eastover.
Eastover, okay.
It's called the District.
Yeah.
And it just kind of fell upon me. And then this past year, I opened in Slidell, Louisiana, Nourish Kitchen by Chef Katie.
Yeah.
So, you know, starting
You said
out.
Nourish, right?
Nourished,
Yeah, okay.
Nourish Kitchen by Chef Katie. And I'm opening a fourth soon. Details coming.
There you go.
It's
Right here.
exciting,
Get it
new
right here on the
location.
show here.
Right here.
Not
Haven't
gonna
announced
tell
it
you
yet.
where, but
Not-
yeah.
but soon some new exciting news. But you know, life is good. I get to do what I love every day. I'm blessed to do that.
That's right.
For me, I think food is just an avenue for me to do the work of the Lord. If I can be honest, I think it's more about the connections and about encouragement to my staff and to people that come in the cafe or the restaurants. Food is so much more than food. Like I said, growing up around my grandmother's table, it was laughter, it was love, it was encouragement.
Yeah.
And so that's what I bring to each location, not only healthy meals, but happy hearts.
Yeah. Well, food should be not just cramming something down your throat, but, you know, enjoying it. If you can, we're busy, but
Yeah.
you got 3 times a day, you usually eat and maybe snacks too. So it's a time when everybody does it, and you want to try to do it healthy because you want to avoid diseases and things like that. You get it through your diet, basically, is what you're putting in, so you can prevent.
Absolutely. And just like we talked about investing in a good pans and pots, you know, to me, when you invest in your health, like you're just fixing something early on and investing in something early on that you don't have to deal with disease and heart problems, you know, or diabetes later on in life.
Yeah, it's never too late to start.
Never
if
too
you're-
late to start.
You know, you want to get your weight under control. You want to eat healthy. You want to quit smoking. That has a lot to do with diet and drinking enough water. And of course, you don't need coffee, but drinking the right things. If you drink, you know, minimal amounts and things like that, and then exercise.
Yeah, absolutely.
And good sleep. So all those things culminate into and we all fall short
Absolutely.
somewhere. But
and I want people to realize you don't have to change all those things at one time.
You don't have to
It's-
be perfect,
and You don't
you
have
know.
to be perfect. It's baby steps. It's
Right.
80% of the time, try to make good choices. Try to move your body. Try to get good sleep. You know, there's lots of nights I don't get good sleep, but 80% of the time I'm doing my best to try.
how much do you sleep? You got a lot going
I
on.
love 8 hours of
Do
sleep.
you try to get 8?
I'm much better when I get 8 hours
Really?
of sleep. It doesn't always happen. It didn't happen the past couple nights, but that's what I aim for. So be patient with yourself as you're trying to learn and grow. You know, take encouragement from others. Stop by the cafe. I definitely love to give advice.
Definitely, yeah.
And, you know, just stick with it. Be consistent. Consistency is the key. Perfection is not.
Yeah, it's just like you say. Well, if you're going to run, get good run shoes or exercise. If you're going to cook, get the right.
That's
you
right.
You can get a $5 skillet, you know, at a store, and that's great if that's what you have to do. But it's not going to. Sometimes you start using stuff and it doesn't work, and then
Right.
you go off your diet again. You start ordering food
Yep.
and you're picking it up. So if you can cook at home, it's a lot better if you can make that happen. And look, this took there's a little prep involved, but not much because I mean the black beans are done, and I mean, what does it take to chop the peppers in them? It's
Not
nothing.
long at all.
So it's fresh. You could substitute different things. If you don't like black beans, put something else in there.
Yeah,
If
you can
don't
use
like
any type of
pineapple,
bean, or if you don't have in your house, use mango. You can
Yeah.
use any type of fruit.
Apple
So-
or whatever
yeah,
you want to
absolutely.
that you got sitting around. What I try to do is like is when I have time is take what's in there. You probably, like you were saying earlier, like take what's in the
pantry,
or whatever's sitting there,
absolutely.
or an apple or what, and use it into something.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes
Sometimes
it
it doesn't, but to
But-
find some of the greatest recipes, it's like
It's a
pushing the
mistake
envelope.
almost.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yep,
it's a
absolutely.
mistake. It's not like so. That's fun to me. I don't get a lot of time to do it, but I see when you said that, I kind of went, yeah, that's neat. And then you use the stuff up. I hate throwing stuff away.
I do too.
But if it's bad, you got to throw it away. But I hate like sitting in there and going, what can I do with that? And if I can't do anything with it, then I probably don't need to buy it again because
Right.
it's not any good. So.
And that's one thing Gordon Ramsay really taught us in the kitchen. He wanted to instill in all of us contestants that, you know, to be successful in a restaurant, you have to utilize everything.
Mhm.
So if it's
take
something,
chances.
yeah, and take chances, and you know, don't let something go bad. Reuse it. You know, if you have fresh blueberries, like we have in the cafe for certain things, but we also do frozen blueberries for smoothie bowls.
Mhm.
You know, take those before they go bad and freeze them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you know, just find little ways. Or if you're, you know, the cilantro or like beans. If I have beans, I'll make a hummus sometimes. If you know, and sell that. So it's just little things,
I'm not a
finding
good
ways
hummus
to
maker. Boy,
utilize.
I need
No,
to show me how to. Yeah,
we'll have to make that one day.
Do you use fresh beans?
A bunch of
or-
it,
yeah.
yes. And you know, I love
I use the
using.
can.
You use can.
I was just messing around with it. But it was awful.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's horrible.
If you're using canned, I'd say all the other ingredients let them be fresh.
Yeah.
So use fresh parsley.
Yeah.
Use the best olive oil. Use really good
To
sea
overcome
salt
the can.
to overcome the can.
Yeah, I got you.
for sure.
I got you. So how many employees do you have right now with all your endeavors?
I have over 40.
Yeah,
so
really?
yeah, so definitely growing. It's definitely like the first year the Mississippi Restaurant Association came in and they were asking me questions, and I said, you know, it goes back to some of the marketing classes I had. If you can meet the needs of your customers, you can be successful. You have to listen and you have to be adaptable, and that's with any business. You know, I think we've definitely all probably learned as small businesses through COVID that you have to be adaptable.
Yeah.
So I think with anything in life, you have to recreate sometimes. Stay true to who you are and to your vision, but don't be afraid to try something new.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times to be successful, you have to do that.
Definitely. So that's kind of advice right there. Any other advice to young or old entrepreneurs or people that are thinking about getting in the food business or maybe just business in general? What is your top 2 pieces of advice?
I think like on the movie Top Gun, he says, don't think, just do.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes you have to have a goal and they have to be written, but just step in and do the grunt work. And especially in the restaurant business, easy is not a vocabulary word. So step in, get the boots dirty, be willing to put in the hard work, and it will pay off. If you have a vision and a dream and the passion and the heart to do it, go after it. You're going to fail. But when you fail, sometimes the greatness actually erupts. And, you know, when I've fallen in the past, when I pick myself back up, I'm always a better person. I'm always a better, you know, business owner. And I think it's learning from our mistakes. I think so many times, so many people won't put themselves out there to fail. And I think it's so important to know, like firsthand for me, that I have fallen so many times and the biggest successes come from those. So pick yourself back up, chase that dream, and just don't think, just do.
I always wonder how many stories there are out there that never became stories. That, you know, I may do that and then they don't take the jump.
Yep.
And so, you know, you got to have that kind of attitude to be in business and take those chances. And it doesn't work every time. So
It doesn't.
But that's okay because you learn something from it every time. Even
Absolutely.
if you just go out and kind of just, you go to a new restaurant, just you'll find, or go to a party and you'll find something, you know, I do always that will help me in my business even though I'm not looking for it.
Absolutely. And
So
try
I
new
like
things.
that, you know,
yes.
Totally.
If you want to be in the restaurant business, you need to go to a lot of restaurants.
Yeah.
You need to see the things they're doing well, the things that you're like, they could do better on that.
Right.
I think customer service is always forefront. If
That's
you're-
one of the perks, though, is to go to all the restaurants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's important to see what other people are doing.
Yeah.
And I think it's important not to get stagnant. It's important to continually grow
Yeah.
and learn new things. I think so many times, like I can get so set on, okay, this is my menu, this is what I do.
It's
But
easy.
you have to evolve. You have
Yeah.
to continue to grow. So
Yeah. Definitely. Well, see, I'm getting older, so I have to try to evolve every time. And what for me, like this show is kind of an involvement of just getting new people in, listening,
Right.
seeing what, you know, well, that's different, how they, you know, came to be, and all the excitement that they have, which like you've got a lot of excitement, which is great. And I mean, this was a great meal today. We're not just saying that if somebody comes on and we do the meal and it's not any good, we're gonna lie. But this was really good. I enjoyed eating that and helping you, and I look forward to your future and what that holds for you, and keep up with you and see. And we'll get you back on again.
Absolutely.
When you have something that you want to do, just call us and we'll get you back on. And remember, it's fun, and you can gain a lot of health benefits from eating fresh. And go by her place and get some items, or just sit down and eat and kind of relax, and check out the new location. And if you're in Slidell or in Jackson, just Google her and it'll pop up. And come by the kitchen table and give this man some
love,
some trouble and love. Yeah.
And hopefully we'll do like a little partnership with Kitchen Table. I'll come do a little cooking class, and you guys can come learn about some fresh and healthy eats here at the Kitchen Table with Chef Katie.
I think you'd love it. Yeah. Hey,
you can come attend.
I'll do it.
I'll teach you how to flip the salmon.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank
too.
you.
Yeah,
This
thank
was
you so
fun.
much.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
enjoyed it.
That's good.